Hiya guys, I think this is recording. Or is it? I don't know. Yeah, it is. Aye. Sorry, I'm trying my phone again, just to see if the picture quality is any better. It's 5 o'clock on a Monday morning. I haven't been able to get to sleep. And her, who is the noisy one downstairs, has got her radio on. So anyway, as you can probably see here, been bagging and tagging all my LEDs and resistors. It's taken me a wee while. I've eventually got to it. I'm going to be playing with some 555 timer chips. What's quite interesting is I was on about, you might have seen my little short clip of a video where I showed you some of these tiny little LEDs lighting up. Now there's actually two LEDs in one there. It's bi-colour LED, it's a green and a yellow. It's for a project I've got, my R2D2 actually. His front light goes red and blue, and the back one goes green and yellow. So I got these in at first, and they're tiny. And then I found out there's a different size that you can get, a different type of chip. So the ones below it, the bigger ones, which are still kind of tiny, are more suited to my taste. So I've got those, and my red and blue ones for doing my R2D2. Those little ones are just a bit small. They're not the single colour ones, that's dual colour, and not quite what I'm looking for, because these are going to go to the end of 3mm clear acrylic rod. I'm going to hot glue them on and use acrylic rod as a light tube. Get your teeth in, Terry. Yeah, so I've been kind of doing that. So we'll get all these packed away, and then I'm going to show you some of the stuff I've been playing about with my breadboard and the beginnings. I don't know if any of you guys will be interested in any of the breadboard stuff, but I'll give a wee flick through some of the stuff that I'm playing about with and see if you're interested in it. And if you are, I might go into some detail, but I might put it on my Patreon page. I don't know, I haven't decided. Yeah, we'll see. So, see you in a bit. Bye. Hey guys, welcome back. Right, been watching loads of YouTube videos on how to set these up. Now, you'll maybe remember in my last wee short video, I showed you a wee 555 circuit with the flashing neon blue lights. Now, seems the guy overcomplicated this circuit somewhat. As an overcomplicated, I'm looking at stuff like this. That's kind of my circuit diagram, right? And the 555 chip, now how it works. I can go into that in detail if you guys are interested, but this is a more simplified circuit than this one. So I'm going to try and recreate it on another breadboard. And then the aim after that, mind I was wanting to see if I could do more than one LED. Well, I can, but I need to use a thing called a transistor. A couple of different types. I'll not bore you too much with the details of how they work. Is that NPN or PNP? That's a PNP. Is it a PNP that I need? No, it's an NPN that I need. Which is that my NPNs? No, that's a different one. Again, I'll dig them out. But basically, there's a couple of different types of transistors, which are these wee things. And basically, they work as little switches or little amplifiers. You can only draw so much current through a 555 chip. Now, bearing in mind, each one of these LEDs draws 20 milliamps. 555 chip works up to round about 15 volts. At 15 volts, it will give you out 200 milliamps on the output. If you're using less than that voltage, the milliamp output is a lot less. So instead of using this to actually power the LEDs, we'll use it to trigger a transistor which will power the LEDs. But yeah, that's kind of stuff I'm experimenting with next. And then I'm going to go on from that to using 3 555 chips, which is called cascading, where this one's a control chip that feeds onto 2 others, and I use 2 different transistors. Might all be gobbledygook. Basically this 555 chip sends out a pulse signal. When it goes high, okay, one bulb goes on, and when it goes low, 0 volts, the other bulb goes on. So it's basically going high, low, high, low, high, low. Use that to time the other 2 chips, and I can get more effects with it. So yeah, but just some experimenting. I'm not trying to baffle you too much, just showing you what I'm up to. So I'm off to play and simplify this circuit a bit. See you in a bit. Welcome back. Right, I got a wee bit distracted actually. I was tidying up some of my stuff, and I found a 4-pin RGB LED. This one is common cathode. You get them with a common anode as well. So normally I put my resistors on the cathode side, but because it's a common cathode or negative, it goes straight to the negative bar, and the red one has a draw of 2 volts, and the green and blue are at 3 or 3.2, running 6 volts through it. So I've got a 220 ohm resistor on there, and 2 150. I'm on camera. 2 150 ones there. These are the things that are in your TV sets. There we go, it's red if I press that one. It's green if I press that one. It's blue if I press that one. If I press the red and the blue, I'll get a purple. And if I press the blue and the green, I get like a light bluey green. The red and the green, like a yellowy colour. 3 of them together. So you can play about with these. Now, I'm just mucking about with it now. I didn't buy this in. It came in one of my breadboards. But the fun thing about that is I could use a decade chip along with 555 timer and some fibre optics and get some interesting effects with one of these. But yeah, so I'm just playing. I'm having fun. Yeah, RGB, red, green and blue. That's how our TV sets work. And you don't really, well, you can get purple LEDs, but the red and blue gives you a pinky purple colour. So yeah, our TVs work on a combination of these, flicking them away via a circuit board to give you the colours on your TV set. And I'm going blind now. I just found it and I thought, right, I'll play with that. Get back on my 555 thing, but aye. RGB LEDs. One LED, but it does 3 colours. I don't think I'll have a use for it, but I didn't buy it. You can get the ones like the Christmas tree lights that they've only got 2 pins on and there's little circuitry inside, and it just does random effects with the red, green and blue without having to do the 4-pin independent wiring thing. So this is a 4-leg common cathode, so common negative. So all the positive feeds to the different ones have to go in on a different resistor for each LED. Most red LEDs run at about 2 volts. The other one that's a lowish one is usually yellow. Yellow ones run round about 1.7, 1.8 volts. Red ones round about 1.8 to 2. And your blue and your white. Sometimes your greens can be quite low. It depends on the manufacturer. You've really got to check the spec sheet, but it's one bulb, but you have to use 3 different resistors for each one. So it's a wee bit of fun. Disco. Doot, 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 doot. Just been daft. See you in a bit. Hey guys, welcome back. Terry from Smooth Workshop. Right, a bit more experimenting here. Right, something I've been wanting to figure out for my bikes, possibly suitable for cars as well. Looks a whole jumble of wires at the moment. Basically, what I'm simulating here is a tail light and a headlight. Oh, switch it on, Terry. Right, a bit bright maybe. Okay, tail light and headlight, red LED, white LED. It's maybe too bright. Maybe too close together. Not sure. There you go. Let's try to let you see. Red and white. Right, that's my headlights. So I want to turn left. So I've got two indicators. The green ones doesn't need to be in there. It just simulates if you want to put an indicator light up in the dash. It's just a big LED. It's just what I've got. So my left indicator's on. And I want to turn right, so I'll put my right indicator on. Now, if I was wanting to do hazards, unfortunately, because it's two separate ICs, they would flash out of sync. So I need to do that through a 555 chip. But for a basic, there's my headlight and tail light. There's me turning right. And there's me turning left. I think I'm getting there with stuff. Now, of course, you've got options of brake lights and dim dip and all that sort of thing if you really want to go into sort of stuff. But I'm just playing about with circuits at the moment. The indicators are controlled off a very, very small, can I find the packet? An IC chip, an IC controller. It controls up to 3 LEDs. This one flashes at 1 Hz or 1 times a second. And it looks like a little transistor. There's a live feed goes into one. The other one goes to ground. And the middle pin takes the earth side from your diode. So I've got 3 on the left wired up to 1 chip, which is sitting behind this massive wiring. And I've got the 3 on the right wired up to the other one, which is sitting behind this massive wiring. And the red and the white one is a straightforward LED with 2 resistors wired in parallel. The red one runs at about 2 volts and the white one runs at 3 volts, so it's 2 different resistors. Yeah, if I wanted to, I could put another switch in there for a brake light and all that sort of thing. If I wanted hazards working, I would need to use one of the 555 things. I haven't quite figured that out yet. Don't know if I want to go that far. I think I'd be quite happy if my bike went left indicators and right indicators. One of the options are headlights and tail lights on and off. I think that's good for a basic start. As I say, this is me just experimenting. When I get right into it, I might be able to rig it up so that I've got a switch where, obviously these are just wee tactile on-off switches, yeah. You can get switches that you push so that they stay on. You can get ones that you can flick left and right. 2 pole switches, so I'd flick it the left for left indicator, right for right indicator. Same with the headlight. I could flick it left for dip beam and right for main beam. All sorts of options available there. But yeah, I'm just experimenting still, and I haven't got onto most of my 555 chip experiments yet. But that's thinking about wiring up a bike at some point in the future. So knowing that I've now worked out the circuit, so I've got my right hand indicator with an optional green indicator up in the instrument panel. Obviously on a bike there would probably be SMDs, which is the tiny little ones that I showed you. But yeah, so I've got a circuit there that I can do a left hand indicator. So that's front and rear indicator bulbs and an indicator bulb up on the dash. And the same on that side. And just a straightforward headlight and tail light and the white and the red there. So yeah, I'm quite happy with that. Again, I can go into more detail on these if you want, but this is just me playing about. see what sort of stuff I can do. Ha! Speak to you later. Bye. Hey, right, let's try again. Right, that other circuit that I had, where I had the two blue lights alternating, not only have I managed to neaten the circuit up a bit, I've also, without having to use those diodes, because LEDs are diodes anyway, I've got, I didn't have, well, I wasn't going to dig out another couple of blue LEDs, but I've basically got blue and white flashing there. Can you see that? And again, I can speed it up or slow it down by turning the pot. I could have made that red one side, blue the other, or whatever. I'm getting the hang of this 555 chip now. So, yeah, I was wondering how I was going to do. This is actually a circuit that I'm going to be using on, might have noticed I've got an R2D2 in. So, without changing the colours about, if you can imagine, now let me just see, I'll just tweak this. I don't want to go fast like that. Turn the resistance up. So if you can imagine, the left hand side here, R2D2 has a blue and red light at the front and a green and yellow at the back. So if you can imagine, the blue's the blue coming on at the front at the same time as, say, the yellow at the back, and then it will flip across and it will go red at the front and green at the back, and that's controlled off of that circuit. And I can just adjust the speed to what I want it to be. So that's one of the reasons that I was experimenting with more than one LED on the circuit, is I actually want to do R2D2's lights. Although the LEDs in this aren't representative of the colours of R2D2, it's kind of what I'm wanting them to do. Probably flashing a bit too quick still. So just by changing the resistance, I can alter the delay of, if you can imagine, one side's red and then it goes to blue, and on the back green, yellow, all controlled off the one circuit. So yeah, so apart from I can make emergency lights, I can turn the resistance down, and I've got chasing lights. If I do it like that, it's almost strobing. Can you see that? It's almost like a strobe. I need to figure out how to do a strobe circuit. Yeah, happy with that. I'll slow it right down. I've got my R2D2 circuit. And once I get it at the rate that I want, as I said before, I'll just measure what resistance that is, and I'll make a wee circuit board up with it. So I'm fair chuffed I'm getting there with my 555 stuff. Speak to you later. Bye.